So a week later from last week when we came and the windows were delivered, this is what they've done in 1 week. Unless Monday and Tuesday, obviously cups, it's just Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So there's the garage. We're going to walk towards, I'll go through each room and then I'll do a lap around the outside. So that's the front door, right there. So we go into the front door and straight into the doorway of our study. It's going to mean nothing to Mama. We've got a couple of windows. There'll be a window there, that box there, and then that box there will be a window also. So out the view outside that window will be the hills all there, which is quite nice. So we'll go outside, back into the hallway. That's looking down the hallway. Before we go in,
It's
come
so
there.
good!
Plenty. So the study was just there, I was just in. And then we're going into the master bedroom. There's a wardrobe there, which is off the hallway. So it just looks like heaps of timber and so on at the moment. It's a doorway through to the bedroom. It's the master bedroom. We'd have a window there, a window there, and a window there. So there'll be 3 windows. And then we've got a window up along there at the top. And surprisingly, this bedroom looks really small, so I'm going to have to measure it. So this is now, if I stand in the corner, standing in the corner of the bedroom looking towards the inside of the house. That's our bathroom. Callum's going in. Callum, don't go through there. Go to, on that wall is the basin. Will be the basin right there. And then over here will be the shower in that corner. Yep. And now Callum's going to go and sit on the toilet right there. No, not there, that's the shower. That's the toilet, yep. That's the toilet. Actually, this is a good idea, Callum. You go into each room. So I'll follow you and you go into each room, yeah? This way, son. Okay, so we're going out of the master bedroom now. Oh yeah, that's the wardrobe. That's the walk-in robe. Callum and Flynn are in. Coming back out, master bedroom. We've got a linen press just here. Yeah, Callum and Flynn are standing in now. Go back down the hallway. And we're now venturing through the hallway. And Flinny's just gone into the lounge room. The little living room, or little lounge room that I wanted to have. Surprisingly big. I probably didn't need it to be as big. It could have been a bit smaller. But that's okay. It's a good size, I suppose. Now hang on, son, before we do that, why don't we cover off this? So this is now the living room and the kitchen. So that is where the sink will be, with that window above the sink. So we'll walk over to that now. And when Shaz is doing the dishes, she'll be standing here and she'll get a nice view of that roof, but then over that way we'll be able to get a bit of view of the hills and the ridge over there. So that's not too bad. Not too sure about that roof though for the main part, but anyway, we'll get to live with that. Then around here, this is the walk-in pantry, so that's where, in that area there, in that area right there will be the bit of cabinetry and the oven and whatnot. And then in here is our walk-in pantry, so no, that's probably where, not sure, that's a little alcove. Flinny, just go in there, mate. So that's the walk-in pantry. Quite big, quite decent size.
Dad?
Hang on, son. Quite a decent size, so that's good. Okay, now hang on. Just stay in the lounge room now. So kitchen and then the lounge room. So they're the doors. That's the double doors. Callum, can I get you to go and walk between there and there? Go on. So they're it's the double sliding doors we're going to have there. So all of that's going to be glass, pretty big. All that's going to be glass doors. And you would step out into the yard area, which we've seen before. So we'll get that sort of view from in there and get that view of the council offices over there, over the back there. Hopefully they don't turn that into a prison or something down the track. Nice yard area. So decent old size this living area here. Quite interesting because I've never really spoken to the builders about this, but there's going to be in here a little alcove in there, so that'll be off the living room. So I suppose you could, I don't know, my TV point's going to be here somewhere, so I was thinking of having the TV on that wall, but who knows what we'll have in there. I'm sure we'll decide on something pretty cool. And then going into the rumpus room, so this will be the kids' rooms, the kids' rumpus room, so we're going to have sliding doors as the doorways into the rumpus room. We walk in, and Callum's sitting on a windowsill. Window's going to go in there, window's going to go in there, and we're now in the rumpus room. And over in there is going to be a cupboard, toy cupboard, and also on that side as well. So plenty of storage in this house, and plenty of space. So I don't think we'll be short on space with 3 growing boys and a mama and a papa. Oh, okay, so that was a living room. So there's a hallway there now. So we walk through the hallway, and the first on the right, so it's down the hallway first on the right, here will be Lenny's room. Pretty big room. We got oversized rooms for the kids, for obvious reasons, so they can grow into them. And that's going to be Lenny's window. So the kids will actually be able to look out on that ridge up there, and I don't think houses will be going up there, which is good. In time a house will go right next door, so that will potentially block a view of that ridge for Lenny and Flynn. But when I show you Callum's room, he might get that view might be maintained. And that's the wardrobe. Now, silly Dad, I should have actually organised for sliding doors, but I didn't. So that's going to be something that'll upset me for a few years. You can always change it down the track, I suppose, but it might take a bit of work. But we'll look into that. And then we've got another linen press here. So we've just walked out of that room, continuing down the hall, but we've got a linen press here now. So plenty of storage space, plenty of sheets, blankets, whatnot for the kids. And this is going to be the bane of my life. So now here, back in the hallway, that's the bathroom. That's the bathroom there. But what I should have done is had a toilet right there and then the bathroom next to it. But for some stupid reason, I'd organised, because I wanted in the bathroom oversized bench space for the 3 boys to crowd around and brush their teeth in the mornings. What they did is they redesigned everything. So they made it lengthwise there. Bathtub's going to go in that corner, shower's going to go there, and where they've done the toilet, they've pushed it back. This is now the toilet. So, bathroom, toilet. It's running parallel with the hallway, which is over there, which is great, but as you can see, no window for the toilet. So we're going to have to make sure the fan's going a million miles an hour. Okay, so walking back out, hallway, turn right, go down the hallway, and we come into a little opening here, turn right. We've got Flinny's bedroom here. Again, it's a bit of oversized room, which is great for him as he gets older, gets bigger. As I said, he might just get that ridge line up there to be maintained through his window, but I'd suggest that when a house goes up through here, through there, we're going to lose a little bit of that view. anyway, I'm sure he won't be looking at the window that much. Going back out in the hallway, and it's straight right, and this is now Callum's room. So Callum's right at the end, and he's got that big window there. It's right at the back of the house. His wardrobe is in that corner there. So that's wardrobe. I'm looking at his window now. Probably get that, you'll get a nice view, which will be maintained. I can't imagine anything going up in the way of that, which is pretty cool. Real country sort of feel. So we're going out of Callum's room now, right at the end of the hallway. So I'm at the end of the hallway now. That's looking back to the front of the house. Hang on, son. This is the laundry. Going out the laundry. Into the laundry now. Big double doors for the back. Glass sliding doors. Yep. Nice size laundry. Basin's going to go there. We're going to get some cabinetry in on that side of the wall. This side will just be blank wall, just a blank wall there. Hang on, son. We've got a broom closet out the back here. So there'll be a broom closet there as you walk in to the laundry. Right then, so if we walk back up the hallway, so going back up the hallway now, out, I'm going to go through the big double doors, and I'll just do a quick scoot around the outside of the house, into the yard now, the side yard, which is our main yard. Just do an outside shot. That's the front of the house. Down there to the end. Walking across the front now. Bedroom, master bedroom. Study. Entrance right there, with the porch. Garage. Right, so we sort of walk down the side of the house. So here will be a doorway out here, out the edge of the garage, going out then down the side of the house. Walk down the side of the house. Kids' room, Callum's bedroom there. Big backyard. There are all the windows to go in, which I'd suspect this time next week all those windows will be in. When we got here, the builders were still here, or the carpenters were still here. So they started Wednesday, did a few hours, Thursday, yesterday and today, and that's what they've got done. So I'd suspect by next week, definitely those windows would have gone in, and they would have probably finished the frame in a full week. So there you have it. Pretty cool. All right, that's it for this week.